Hello everybody, Shocklin's 1000 reporting for duty, welcoming you back to another episode of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. In the last episode, we sorted out a quest with Jiroke after helping his brother Nopon achieve what he wished to do. This episode, there is only one quest that we can do, but unfortunately we can't reach it yet. So we have no choice but to make story progression right here and now as we go straight to the Ascension Hall. Since that's where we need to go anyway for the story progression. And it's going to be a cutscene, so I'm thankfully going to be able to have my drink while having nothing interrupt anything from happening. So I'm just going to remain silent and let you listen to the cutscene.
Consisting of Homs, Nopon, and high-end tier alike, I realized an allied army must be formed. I ask that you act as ambassadors for the assembly of this force. Tell me your thoughts, Shulk. I need time before I make a decision.
Well, that was also sudden.
Does Shulk not wish to aid us in our mission?
I do not believe that to be true.
Then why?
Shulk has other people to consider. That wasn't like you, Shulk.
I'm sorry.
You know you can talk to me.
It's Fiora. That's why you're hesitating. Yeah. Knew it. You wouldn't think twice otherwise. I just don't know.
Find her, Shulk.
Melia.
I used to believe my father did not love me until the day he died. If you do not grasp the importance of loved ones until after they are gone, that is simply too late.
You're right, Melia. I've made up my mind. I'm going to get Fiora back. You don't have to do this. I'll go and look for her myself. The burden should be mine. No. I want her back as much as you. Leave the ambassador stuff to me, Shulk. I'll probably make a mess of it. But we're a team. You can count on me.
I'm afraid that is my duty, Rhyme. I am of both high Entia and Hom's blood. I am the crown princess, and of mixed heritage. Thus, I am best suited to carry out this task.
That means we won't.
Yes, I will remain here. We must say goodbye. Is that what you really want? Yes. But promise me, when you find her, you'll come back. I'll be here waiting for you.
I don't know what to say. Thank you. It's probably a good idea if I go and tell Callian myself.
I am sure he already understands. Besides, it's likely that the ministers are harassing him at this present moment. We should spare him any further inconvenience.
Then, this is goodbye.
Yes. Come back as soon as you can. We are in great need of your help.
Got it.
Why are you still here? Listen, I'll keep an eye on Shulk for you. Whatever you mean? Well, it's a risky strategy, letting Shulk go off and just hoping he'll come back to you. Shulk and I are merely... Yeah. But remember, the longer he's away, the more chance his feelings for you will fade. But once we find this Fiora, I will personally whisk him back here in a heartbeat. Don't give up. I appreciate it. Great. Don't worry, Melia. I'm on your side. Brother?
Just on your way out, I see.
It's not what...
I'm sorry, Your Highness. About your offer. We must humbly decline. I see. Very well. Let us hope my sister does not shed too many tears.
I stay because I must, brother.
There's two Melias.
Wrong. This Melie smell different.
Yes. We need Melia to learn more of the lands of Bionis. But she is still bound to handle public matters. Hence, another Melia.
Callian.
Your Highness, Crown Princess, as your humble subject, I formally request the following.
Speak.
I request that you accompany Shulk in his quest to find the Mechon that attacked Alchemoth. Are you sure? Shulk, I am aware of everything. Go forth and follow your heart. There will come a day when we need you. But it is not today. Your Highness, that means a lot to me. That is one cool prince.
If only someone had his sensitivity.
Sensitivity? Well, I'm sensitive.
The jury's out on that one. That's a relief.
We have recently received a report that the silver-faced Mechon fled to Galahad Fortress, the Mechon stronghold at Sword Valley. It will be a treacherous path. My sister is in your hands. Thank you, Callian. I will keep her safe.
Regent, I accept your request. I will return victorious with Shulk.
I am most pleased.
Leaving without me?
Do you want to come?
To reach Galahad Fortress, you will need to travel through Valak Mountain on the right arm of the Bionis. The snow-covered mountains are fraught with danger. Those unfamiliar to them risk never coming back.
Of course you would be familiar with that region. Then there's no point in wasting time. Leave the Allied force to me. I am not known for my diplomacy, but call it pride. I shall succeed. We'll join you as soon as we can. I look forward to the day. Heroes of Bionis, make us proud.
You see? Now we're getting some respect.
We're back to this again, are we?
See you soon, Callian.
That's typical. Vine being Vine. And a lot of interesting scenarios going here. I legit thought that Melia was going to stay behind and we were going to be travelling off without her. But that scene with Charlotte talking to Melia she actually knew deep down why Melia was saying why she wants to stay behind. And I think we would have pieced it together as well when Charlotte said the longer Shulk is gone, the less feelings will be drawn out for that one person, indicating that Melia loves Shulk. Believe me, I know this because I've actually felt this situation myself. There have been times where I have felt deep affection for somebody, and it took me so long to express it to that one person to the point where it was too late to say anything, and I just lost the opportunity to ever express it to that one person. I'm not going to name names, but we did eventually. I'm going to continue in a bit.
We need to traverse Sword Valley if we wish to reach Galahad Fortress.
If Colony 6 were in better shape, we could have taken a pod from there. How are we getting there?
We will take the path down from the Bionis right arm. Sword Valley is where the arm meets the Mechonis sword.
Aha. So that's our route.
As I said earlier, it is a snow-covered mountain range, and you should expect a tough climb. Are we all ready? Ready as we'll ever be. Quite. First, we will head through Machna Forest. This short-range pod will be our transport. All aboard, people.
Okay, so before I move on there, I'm going to finish off what I was saying. That person I had strong affection for, it took me so long to mention it to that person that I thought I was never going to get the chance to say anything, because there was a time where I actually went to a different school to that person. So basically, let me go down to like a long story road. We went to the same school for a number of years, but in the UK, we have school years where it's like you start at nursery, then reception, then year 1, all the way up to year 11, and you have the choice to go to either college or sixth form after. And the route that I chose was, I was from nursery up to year 2 in one school, and then I felt everything in the school that I was going to was actually being a bit too difficult for me to cope with, that I actually decided to change school. And I was at that school from year 3 up to year 6. And at that point, I never got to see that girl again, because I felt a strong, sensitive feeling for that one girl when I met her in the very first school that I ever went to. But when I was in year 6, I did have to go through a route where I had to go back to that school occasionally from once a week or somewhat, I don't know. And I did actually get the chance to see her again. I was actually in the same class as her on that one day alone. And I still didn't actually have the courage to speak up to her until when I reached year 7, I went to this secondary school, and then I found out that my friend also went to that school, and I was trying to build the urge to build the confidence up to speak to her. And when it got to the halfway point of year 8, I finally felt the courage to speak up and talk to her, and we became bonded to each other. We had a connection. We actually did gain a relationship with each other that lasted 9 months. It actually was a really nice feeling until things went south. And the south part was she decided to do the worst thing possible. She wanted to break up the relationship with me, which I would have accepted, but she did it in the worst possible way. She did it by sending a text message to my mum, which then made my mum show the text message to me, and I was heartbroken. I was so heartbroken to the fact that I was literally in tears. I was legit hurt. I would have accepted if she said it to me in person, but the fact that she never did, I just crumbled to the point where I felt like I hit rock bottom and could never climb out of it. I did try going into other relationships with other people, but they did not work as well as that first relationship I ever had. I still have that, I don't even know how to say it without sounding emotional, because every time I think about it, it just makes me feel like how I'm feeling right now. It really does. I'm sorry that I'm actually bringing a sad tale up at this point on right now. But I mean, it doesn't really help that I'm doing this at Aerith C's nighttime music, because when you listen to the nighttime music of Aerith C, you get the feeling like something has hit you in a deep sorrow, and the music just sounds sad and depressing, that you just can't help but swim through a puddle of your own emotions, to the point where the music doesn't sound as soothing and pleasing as it did when I first introduced the music. And it will then get turned into, oh, this is an emotional story. We got to feel somebody else's sympathy. You got to feel someone else's pain. You have to let them know that they are not the only ones who are stuck in a situation that they can't talk about or actually express. And that's how I feel every time I listen to the nighttime Aerith C music, whenever I feel like I'm feeling right now. But anyway, that's the long story short. Ever since I broke up with that girl, I never got a chance to ever talk to her again. The reason why she broke up with me was because we were both being bullied at school and she couldn't handle it anymore. I could understand that she wanted to break up the relationship because of that, but we still could have had a connection. We still could have made things work. We could have just broke it off when we was in school, and then got back together again as soon as we left school. But the thing was, I couldn't contact her because she deleted my phone number and changed her phone number, so I could never contact her again on my phone. Plus, we were friends on Facebook, but then I found out I couldn't contact her or even see her Facebook page because she blocked me. She blocked me on Facebook for something that happened between us. We were both bullied. She ended the relationship because of us being bullied, and she blocks me because of it. It's like she was pointing the finger of blame at me for having the bullying happen to her, because I was one of the main victims of being bullied on a daily basis. And this is going to go down to another route about this whole school I went to when I first got into a relationship with her. Every single day in my life, from the very start of joining that school to the very final day, I was being bullied on a continuous basis, and the teachers did absolutely nothing to prevent the bullying from happening again. The teachers just did not care. It was like, oh, this kid's being bullied again. Should we do something? Oh no, he's just complaining about it all the time. The more he's going to complain about it, the less we're going to do anything about it. So just ignore him. That's how I felt. But that's in the past now. Yes, it has scarred me deep on the inside. And I don't mean to keep bringing up topics like this. But on occasions, it happens out of the blue and I have no control of it. And I just wish that life was not the way it was back then. And I can tell most of you feel the exact same way. But anyway, we're going to see a cutscene right after this. And I did actually delay the episode really long again, because we did a long quest followed by accepting another quest which was even longer, then taking about 15 minutes or somewhat of seeing a cutscene and talking about my deep sorrows of my past history. But focusing on a different topic for next episode, we are going to be making our way back to Magna Forest after taking this transporter. See you guys then.